Hey guys, hey, it's Mr. Lindhe here, and today we're gonna go over how to put decimals in order. Now, it comes important. We're gonna start to see numbers that we think look the same, and the tests like to really confuse us by using a lot of the same numbers. So we really have to pay attention to the place value of each of the numbers to do this. So what I first want to do is I want to go over some steps. So the steps. Number one, look at the numbers in the list. Just look at them. I know it sounds silly, but just make sure you know how many numbers are there. A lot of times I'll give you guys a question, and there'll be a group of five numbers, and I'll only have four when you guys are finished with your answer. And I'm like, what happened to the other one? So make sure you know how many are in the list. Next, do they all have the same amount of place value positions? Meaning, some of the numbers that I'm going to give you in the next couple examples are going to have some numbers that end in the tenths, some are going to end in the hundredths, and some may even end in the thousandths, or some may not have any of those at all. So it's very important that you know if they all have the same amount of place value positions. And if they don't, then we're going to make them look the same. And I'll go over that in our next question. And then finally, you put them in order. Okay, so let's take a look at the first one. First one, we have 3.4, 3.42, 3.315, and 3.108. Now, I noticed that there's four numbers, so there you go. I just went over my first step. There's four, so I have to put four in order. Next, I'm going to put it from least to greatest, and I'm also going to have to make them look the same. But what that means is you notice that this one has 3 decimal places. So after it, this one has 3, this one has 2, and this one has 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add zeros to the other ones to make them look like they have numbers into the thousands place. Now this doesn't change this number. So 3.4 is the same thing as 3.400. And then 3.42 is the same thing as 3.420. Now they're all in the thousands place, and they all start with 3, so now I can really take a look at this. So what I do is I compare them and I say, all right, so they all have a 3. So I know that the 3 isn't, the whole number isn't going to help me. So now I have to go to the tenths place. And I want to find the smallest one. So this one has a 4, this one has a 3, this one has a 4, and this one has a 1. So now I'm looking at 3.4, 3.4, 3.3, and 3.1. So I'm going to go and I'm going to put the 3.108 as the smallest. And that one's gone, so what I like to do is I like to cross it out to let you know I used it. Okay? So then I go down the line and I say, okay, what's the next biggest? Well, we have 3.4, 3.4, and 3.3. I know 3 is less than 4, so we're going to go 3.315, and that's next. So that one's done. And now we get to the part where it's going to get a little tricky. So we look at this and you say, we have 3.4 and 3.4. So this one right here and this one right here I'm comparing. Then you go to the next digit. So you have 3.40 and 3.42. And I know that 40 is smaller than 42. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go 3.400. That's gone. And then finally, my greatest one is 3.420. So in order, all I did was take a look at each place value, compare them. There's the 4 in order. Okay? Let's try another one. Let's look at this. So we have 1 in 523 thousandths right here. Then we have 15 and 23 hundredths there. Then we have 1 in 53 thousandths and 1 in 503 thousandths. So now we have to put them in order from least to greatest. Do they all look the same? I know that this one does not have a thousandths place, so I'm going to add a 0 there. There's a group of 4, so 4 have to go in order. Let's find the smallest one. So we have, this one starts with a 1. This one starts with 15 right here, so we know that one definitely is out of the works. So we have a 1, a 1, and a 1. Okay, so there's 3 of them that start with 1. Then they go 1.5 on this one right here. And then this one goes 1.0, and this one goes 1.5. So I know the 1.0 is the smallest one. 1.053 is the smallest. Let's cancel it out, cross it out. All right, now we go to the next two, the 1.5s that we just underlined, and you go to the hundreds place, and this one is 1.52, and this one is 1.50. The 1.50 is smaller than 1.52, or 50 is smaller than 52, so 1.503. And then that one gets canceled off. We know the next one is 1.523. That one's there. And finally, this one is 15.230. Now, you notice a lot of this one, they had a lot of the same numbers. That's like a trick that is used in mathematics to putting things in order, is how much detail can you pay attention to. Make sure that you pay attention, because that last one had 15. It wasn't even close to the other ones, but some people will miss it just because it has the same numbers. Okay, now let's move to the last one. I really messed around here. This one only has 9s and 0s. Almost gives you a headache looking at it because you're like, I don't know. So what I do is I look at all of them. There's 4 different numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 different numbers. Okay, 5 different numbers. And I know that the one on the end right here goes to the thousandths place. This one to the left of it only goes to the tenths place, so I'm going to put 2 zeros on it to make it go to the thousandths. So that one's good. This one goes to the thousandths place. This one goes to the thousandths place. And this one needs a 0 on it. So now I have all my numbers. Okay, smallest. Let's look at the first number over here. This one starts with a 9. This one starts with a 0. It doesn't even have a hole. This one starts with a 9. This one starts with a 99. And this one starts with a 9. So I know my smallest one started with a 0, and I'm going to go 0.909. Cross it off. There's your smallest one. Okay, now let's go to the next biggest. And I'm going to show you another way to look at this if you want. So they all start with 9s, except for this 99. We're going to circle it, and we know that one's the biggest already. So that's going to be the last one we put in. So the next ones are 9.990, 9.099, and 9.999. So I know they start with 9, so now I know they're over 1,000 because they're in a thousandths place. This one has 990 pieces out of 1,000. This one only has 99 out of 1,000. And this one has 999 out of 1,000. I'm pretty sure if you had a candy bar, which one you would want the most of, you could tell right there. So I'm looking at it. The one with 99 out of 1,000 pieces is the next biggest. So 9099. That one's gone. Okay. Now we go to the last two. One is 990 out of 1,000, and one is 999 out of 1,000. I know that 990 is less, so we're going to go 9.990. So that's gone. And then we have 9.99. So that one's gone. And finally, remember I circled the one with the biggest. And there you go. So you have it in order from least to greatest. All right, guys, we're going to do a bunch of this. I hope this helps you out. Like I said, first thing you got to do is you got to look at them, make sure you know how many are in the groups, make sure they have the same exact place values. If they don't, add the zeros to make them look the same, and then work your way down each of the numbers until you find one that's different. Okay, guys, have a good one. Talk to you later.